What if the biggest shock in Chinese entertainment this year was not a confirmed confession, not a leaked document, but the silence that followed one unforgettable night? This is the story of Midnight Chaos, the moment Shen Yue and Wang became the center of a storm so loud that even China's biggest celebrities were left stunned, watching, waiting, and wondering what was real and what was about to be revealed. Right now, right before the next revelation, is your chance to stay connected. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss another powerful story, another shocking twist, or another unforgettable journey. The clock had just crossed midnight when the internet began to tremble. At first, it was nothing dramatic. A blurry clip, a shadowed photo, a few words posted and deleted within minutes. But in an industry where every gesture is decoded and every absence is questioned, it did not take long for curiosity to turn into frenzy. By dawn, names were trending. By morning, the story had exploded beyond fandoms and into the heart of the entertainment world.
Shen Yue,
Wang. Two names forever linked by a drama that once defined a generation of viewers. Two stars whose chemistry never truly faded, no matter how many years passed or how many projects separated them. And now, once again, their names were inseparable, bound together by whispers that refused to stay quiet. The biggest revelation was not what people saw. It was what no one could explain. Why were industry insiders suddenly unfollowing accounts? Why did fellow celebrities go silent, cancel appearances, and avoid questions with visible discomfort? Why did entertainment reporters describe the situation with words like delicate, sensitive, and unprecedented, without ever saying exactly why? Something had shifted. Within hours, speculation spread like wildfire. Some claimed it was a private meeting that became public too quickly. Others insisted it was a misunderstanding amplified by obsession. A few went further, suggesting long-buried emotions had resurfaced at the worst possible moment. But here is where the chaos truly deepened. Instead of denial, there was distance. Instead of clarification, there was stillness. Shen Yue did not post. Wang did not respond. And in the world of celebrity culture, silence is never empty. Silence is a message. Sources close to production teams began leaking fragments of information. Not facts. Fragments. Conversations suddenly halted. Meetings postponed without explanation. Brands quietly reviewing contracts. Managers working overtime behind closed doors. Chinese celebrities, usually quick to maintain neutrality, were reportedly shocked not by the rumor itself, but by how fast it disrupted the industry's rhythm. One unnamed actor described it as a reminder that no matter how carefully an image is built, one night can rewrite everything. Another insider said something even more chilling. This feels unfinished. Like we are only seeing the first chapter. Fans were divided, but united in one thing: disbelief. Some refused to believe there was any scandal at all, calling it manufactured drama, the result of overinterpretation and hunger for headlines. Others believed this was proof that something real, something deeply personal, had always existed beneath the surface, waiting for the wrong moment to resurface. Old interviews resurfaced. Lingering glances were reanalyzed. Casual comments from years ago were replayed with new meaning. Suddenly, moments once dismissed as coincidence felt intentional. Familiar smiles now seemed loaded with history. And then came the reactions that changed everything. A well-known director liked a post questioning the nature of celebrity privacy, then unliked it minutes later. A veteran actress posted a cryptic line about truth and timing, refusing to clarify who it was about. An influential entertainment blogger wrote only one sentence: "This is bigger than it looks." That sentence spread faster than any photo ever could. The scandal, if it can even be called that, was never officially defined. There were no accusations confirmed, no statements released, no clear villain, no clear confession. Only shock. Shock that two carefully guarded public images could trigger such widespread reaction without a single confirmed detail. Shock that an entire industry could feel unsettled by the possibility of a story rather than the story itself. And perhaps that is the most unsettling part of all. What if the chaos is not about what Shen Yue and Dylan Wang did? What if it is about what everyone fears they might reveal? In an industry built on control, perception, and silence, the idea of unresolved truth is terrifying. Because once a story escapes the narrative, it no longer belongs to managers, studios, or platforms. It belongs to the public imagination. As days passed, the noise did not fade. It evolved. From shock to anticipation. From rumor to expectation. People are no longer asking what happened that night. They are asking what comes next. Will there be a statement that changes everything? Will the silence break with a confession, or will it harden into permanent distance? Was this midnight chaos a misunderstanding, or the beginning of a revelation that was never meant to stay hidden? One thing is certain. Chinese entertainment will remember this moment not for what was proven, but for how quickly certainty disappeared. A reminder that behind the lights, the scripts, and the smiles, there are stories still untold. And until the truth speaks, the chaos will continue to echo. Because sometimes, the loudest scandals are the ones that never say a word. And yet, the silence did not calm the storm. It sharpened it. Because in the days that followed, something even more unsettling began to happen. The industry did not move on. Normally, scandals burn fast and fade faster. A new headline replaces the old, attention drifts, and the machine keeps turning. But this time, the machine hesitated. Schedules were adjusted. Public appearances felt carefully staged. Interviews tiptoed around invisible lines. It was as if everyone knew there was a truth nearby, but no one wanted to be the first to touch it. Behind the scenes, the whispers grew heavier. Entertainment circles began speaking in lowered voices about timing, about history, about things that never fully ended. The implication was clear without ever being stated outright. This was not just a random rumor sparked by coincidence. This was connected to a past that had never been properly closed. Shen Yue and Dylan Wang were no strangers to speculation. Their rise to fame was intertwined, their on-screen chemistry so natural that it blurred the boundary between fiction and reality. Years ago, fans asked the same questions they are asking now. Are they close? Are they more than friends? Is there something they are not allowed to say? Back then, the answers were smiles, professionalism, and distance. Now, there are no answers at all. Observers began noticing details that felt impossible to ignore. Shen Yue's circle appeared to tighten, her public presence becoming more controlled, more minimal. Dylan Wang, known for his expressive confidence, seemed unusually restrained, choosing silence over charm, absence over reassurance. This was not avoidance. This was caution. And caution suggests consequence. Some insiders suggested the midnight incident reopened old wounds within the industry, reminding powerful figures of how quickly public affection can turn into uncontrollable narrative. Others hinted that the situation touched on unspoken rules, the kind that govern who can be linked to whom and when. One producer reportedly said, "This isn't chaos. This is fear. Fear of losing control. Fear of the public seeing something real. Fear that a story built on perfection could crack under the weight of human emotion." Meanwhile, fans began to split into factions not of hostility, but of belief. One side clung to the idea that this was all illusion, a mirage created by late-night speculation and recycled footage. The other side believed the opposite, that the lack of denial was itself a confirmation that truth was being delayed, not denied. And hovering above both sides was the same haunting question. If nothing happened, why does it feel like everything changed? Old collaborators were asked for comments and declined. Media outlets published long pieces filled with careful wording, avoiding direct claims while implying depth. Even unrelated celebrity news somehow circled back to the same two names, as if the industry itself could not escape their gravity. The midnight chaos had become more than a moment. It had become a mirror reflecting how fragile celebrity narratives truly are. How one night, one image, one unexplained silence can unravel years of carefully constructed distance. How audiences are no longer satisfied with polished answers, but hungry for authenticity, even if it comes wrapped in discomfort. And then came the waiting. Not the impatient kind, but the heavy, collective waiting of millions who sense a turning point approaching. Every notification feels loaded. Every public appearance is watched frame by frame. Every word spoken by anyone even remotely connected is examined for hidden meaning. The truth may arrive quietly, or it may arrive like thunder. But one thing is undeniable. Midnight Chaos has already rewritten the story. It has reminded Chinese entertainment that some connections never fully disappear, no matter how deeply they are buried. That silence can be louder than confession. And that sometimes the most shocking scandals are not about what is exposed, but about what refuses to stay hidden. The night has passed, but the question remains, suspended in the air, unanswered and echoing. When the silence finally breaks, will it confirm what everyone fears, or reveal something no one expected at all? Until then, the industry holds its breath. Because this story is not over. It is only waiting for the moment it can no longer be contained.